It's officially time. Let's pop her.
It's time.
And we've made it to another week.
We have.
Welcome to the Twistercast podcast, as it is officially named and been christened by the beautiful, beautiful Crunch in his amazing artwork. So, how is everyone on a Tuesday?
Tired.
Tuesday, I'm sitting pretty all right after not a bad Monday, which is very rare to say. But Tuesday sitting all right. Got some time in with the new patch.
We do have a
How are you guys
new addition in. I forgot to add. We have Metal. You want to introduce yourself and a little about you in your Tarkov life?
So I'm Sir Metal 666. For those of you guys who don't know, I've been playing Tarkov a few months. Like I'm blaming Bio over there for getting me into it.
Not my fault. All right, maybe a little.
Other than that, I've been gamer since I'm 3-4 years old. So I do have this magnificent beard that, let's face it, it's not going anywhere. It's just gonna keep growing.
As it should.
And you forgot to mention one thing. You are the resident interchange master.
This is true.
Which is weird, considering Bio is the one that taught me a lot about that map.
But you became the master. You learned from master.
Right. You ran
became
it.
Master.
You ran it far more consistently than I ever did.
That is true. It is my
Still
home.
do. It is.
Alrighty. So how was everyone's week of raids? We'll start with you, Country, because I know you were kind of in limbo with Green Hell and such.
Yeah, I didn't raid a whole lot this week. I was elsewhere doing other things, but which tells you all you need to know. But no, I had some decent ones. Shot some scavies in the face. I believe I may or may not have shot Bio. We won't talk about it.
You won't talk about it.
It was in the top of the head if it happened. But yeah, that's probably the most standoutish for me. Was that one? Like I said, I didn't get many raids in, so.
What about you, Bio? How'd your week of raids go?
Week was fine. I don't think I got out of a ton, especially the one where I may or may not have been shot in the head. Inside interchange parking garage by I think someone stole your name, Country, because it came up with yours. I don't know what's up with that.
Well, you know what probably happened is sometimes I'll let Oscar play, and he doesn't really know what he's doing yet, you know.
Gotcha. Okay.
Dogs do the darndest things.
But
they do.
But
they do.
I will say,
kills, farts. We're just. Jeez.
I will say my most memorable raid was the one last night where I got my first shooter born in heaven kill ever. Right?
Ooh, buddy, it's a start.
Right? I had this sexy big RSAS, just saw him by a tree, took some shots. He was running through the field and booking full speed and got the headshot. It was beautiful.
That was a very spicy raid.
Oh, such a good raid. Overall, it was a fun raid.
What about you, Metal? How was your raids? You're muted again.
You're muted.
Fucking goddamn it. So yeah, I really didn't get much for raids in this week at all. Between work getting crazy busy and an uncooperative little child, it's been a rough week. So, and of course, the stream computer going down and having to spend God knows how much time trying to figure out why that's broke. The few raids I have gotten done though have been shit. I think I made out one raid the entire last week.
Oh.
Tarkov giveth, Tarkov taketh away.
And taketh and taketh and
Take
taketh.
it bad.
I'll go over my
probably
raids
half the
while
equipment.
Crunch is in a different realm. My raids of the week were pretty good. We had some really good ones. We got some good player kills. We had the one with 8 where we laid in the bush and players ran by and we ambushed them like Confederate soldier style against the bushes. They ran past us, we turned and shot. Yeah, that's where you got shot in the face.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that raid either.
Oh, I do want to talk about that. That one was
All right,
beautiful.
that's fine.
Um,
Actually, it was pretty fun up until that point.
I did get a couple of Tarkoved. I got Tarkoved really hard last night.
Ooh.
3
no.
scav raids in a row. Walking out with, in total, I'd guess 2 to 3 million. And every single one crashed at
Ah.
extract.
That feels bad.
Beta 2, fast MTs, kitted guns, Gen 4 armor, you name it, all of it gone into the Tarkov ether.
Oof.
What about you,
He
Crunch?
was the most PMC looking scab I have ever seen ever. Like, I don't care who, what, or where you came from, that man was the chattiest scab. As for the question, terrible moments, I got brained once again by Sturman. So
Oh,
that
yeah?
was fun. That was a lot of fun, that one.
Was that the
That was
one
a good
last
raid.
night?
No, not last night. This was
Okay.
this was a few days ago.
That one's rough.
I did get brained by Sturman, so that was fun. Some in that same realm though, we did happen to queue up with the 6-man woods. That was fun. That was really actually like truly fun.
That was a good time.
We've been getting
Um,
lucky with the multi queues.
right. So those
That's
queues are
7?
fun. Definitely. Yeah. But kind of like everybody else, I think the last week of Tarkov has been fairly slow for me. I think I played more Tarkov today than I have in the past 7 months or 7 days. Sorry. Jeez.
All right, did anyone have
So
like a really memorable raid? We'll go through this one a little quick.
I mean, the one sticking in my head is the headshot one.
The RSAS shot on a full
RSAS.
sprinting dude.
Oh, dude. I want to recreate it, and I don't know if I can.
I did just come from a pretty hot raid with a couple other guys that picked me up. I don't know. I can't remember how many we had in there, but we had a full wood spread. We were like across the whole width of the map and just pushing across the whole thing somehow, some way. And their comms are incredible. It's just kind of, I don't know. That was a fun raid. I kind of rushed it at the end to make it here, but it was a fun raid. I got that chumming thing done, so that was cool.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Didn't see Sturman and didn't get brained, so that
Hey,
feels pretty good.
there's a positive. What about you, Country? Anything that comes to mind other?
The Woods raid that Crunch did get domed on. That one to me was probably the most memorable, just because that was one of the most hectic things I've experienced in Tarkov. It's like we got ambushed by those players, then we run down. Well, I guess we ambushed them. Then we run down to Sawmill, and
yeah,
it
we
just
did.
crack, crack, crack. Metal Crunch die. You and 8 are sitting there holding position while I push back, and then I'm trying to look for anything while 8's pushing back, and then we get lost going the opposite way we were supposed to, and you have to come back for us.
Go find you
And I was
guys
just
in the middle of the
sitting
woods.
And I was just sitting on Sniper Rock trying to find anybody.
But I was like, I don't know why I can't hear you. Well, that's because we're lost, Bio. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, because I thought you guys maybe were near me, and I'm like, I don't hear running.
We were
Well, I'll just keep
so
shooting at whoever's in the
discombobulated on that
sawmill.
map.
Although last night that reserve
Oh, the
where
reserve raid. I was gonna do that one.
Sagent pushed up a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Tell your
so I
side
pushed
of it.
on top of one of the bunker hills close to Mark Room. Pop up and see a full kitted Chad of the Chadliest caliber with U-Lock, TV8, TV110. Just, oh, I have a problem. And all I have is an MP133 with the slugs. And I went, huh, all right, I guess we'll try it. So I shot a shot. I hit him in the helmet and watched it ricochet and went, well, this is a bad start. Shot another at his chest. Went, oh, he's going to shoot back. He unloads and I drop to the floor. He nicked my arm and broke it, but it didn't do hardly any damage. I called for the Scav army as backup of Crunch and 8 with Ketters. They sprint up the hill and I keep popping out of this bush and shooting. They ran up the left side and just mowed both Ketters into both of his legs. Poor guy got scavved.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that was hilarious. So 8 and I are all tucked into like the room, like that kind of that shack next to Mark room, right? and Pudge is like ratting his way around Reserve. I look around and 8 is just like retelling this story of how like a scav has just walked through the room and jumped through the back window. So I'm too busy listening to that to understand or pay attention to where Pudge is fucked off to, which is perfectly fine. And then next thing you know, he goes, "Hold on, I got a chatty PMC up here. All I got is slugs. Somebody come and help me." So I hop out the window. 8 catches up, and we come just like he says, sprinting up the hill. And both 8 and I somehow have Ketters. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I either got to chest him, I got to do something. And just like he says, I'm halfway up the hill, click it into full auto, catch this guy, and just grab a piece of bush, throw another 10 round in there, all into his shins. And he's just slugging along, trying to like get to a little piece of coverage. No!
Both
And
legs
he
black.
grabs like a piece of fern, just big enough to kind of help himself out. Starts spraying back, and I don't know, somebody ended up dropping him. It was hella funny though, because just like Pudge says, it was like scav attack, engage, and just like 8 and I just come like, oh, the leader is calling, like the rat spotlight went up in the air, and we just like, okay, and took off up there.
Rat squad.
That's right.
Blatman. Blatman.
Blat man.
Yeah, Belatland. Yeah, so
Anything for
it
you,
was
Metal?
hella fun.
That sticks out as a really good one.
I think it was a fun experience. Whether it was a good raid or not, it was a fun experience in Tarkov.
True. Metal, did you have any?
So I don't know if it was last night or if it was Sunday night, but the interchange raid that we did, it was me and Pudge, and it was 8 and Crunch. I don't know
In
who
Bio.
else was there. I know, yeah, Bio was there too.
Because Bio got
We
bapped
just pretty
early.
much had the whole top of that mall just covered. And anytime anyone showed up, there's nothing to do.
Right, I remember that. That was a good one. I remember that one too. Until the dude on Jacob and Jacob dumped me.
And then he got 8. I don't know how, because 8 didn't move, didn't do nothing, and he said he was fully covered.
And he got mowed down.
Both fucking, then me and Pudge get mowed down.
Well,
a hole in the wall or a hole in the floor.
Where did I die in that one?
you got sniped across the floor 2, the long hall, by escalators. Like one shot, you were over by Jacob and Jacob. You were just starting to walk in, and you got domed. Because 8 was hiding at in Jacob and Jacob behind a clothing rack.
I actually don't remember that one.
That was Crunch.
Oh, that was
That
Crunch.
happened.
Yeah, that was me. I don't know if.
Oh, that
Bio
might have
was
been a
there for that
4-man.
one.
Oh yeah, Bio, you
It
had
might
to
have
go.
been.
You had work.
With these crazy long hours he's grinding out these days, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Alrighty,
Yeah, that's
so
tough.
let's hop into the like the patch. Like, how big is like the post effects? Like, has it changed your guys' world like it's changed mine?
I would say so. I don't know if it's a little bit of placebo effect, but I've been running a little mix of offline and some scavvy runs this afternoon, and I can see things now. Like, I'm like I haven't been playing as much as I used to, and especially in this past week, but I can still see things. I can pick shit up and be like, "Oh, there he is," and tap skulls. I can see movement now. It's great. The color is there. It feels like a full game now, at least in color and the way that it appears.
Doesn't have that dreary, dark, gray feel to it all the time.
Absolutely agree.
Which, granted, that's kind of how that region of the world is. It's dreary, dark, and gray.
I mean, I kind of like the contrast of like the world's gonna have color regardless, but oh god, is it still terrifying to get sniped from somewhere you can't see? But the way I kind of described it is like I was running a scav and interchange, just running a no scope Mosin because that's what I had, and I look down the parking like through the back hallway to outside, and I just see a dude that I would never have been able to see before. Right. because there's always like some weird visual effect, or it's too dark, or what have you, like the lighting's too different or whatever. But it was clear enough to see him. It was clear enough to know that I overpenned him, and his blood hit the back of a container. Like, that was the first time I'd ever been able to confirm a hit like that. And because of that, I knew I was able to go around and push him because I knew he was hurting and he wasn't gonna be able to aim as well. Right. So that's kind of how that's changing. And I've really been able to see people a little bit better, like on the shoreline run where we did die, where I was testing out the AK again. I saw the guys. And normally in shoreline I can't fucking see anybody anywhere. Unless, like, I don't know, I'm hiding, not advancing. Usually if I'm moving in shoreline, I can't see anybody. I usually get surprised. But this time I was able to react and get away and at least survive a little bit longer than I normally would have. And kill somebody.
I think I love seeing the pretty environment when I get domed in the face as I'm falling. It's amazing. I love how it's prettier when I fall down to the ground. No, it's actually really amazing. I've noticed the fog is lightened up because there's more color. It doesn't blend to the gray at a farther distance. Except for Shoreline. Shoreline is a little busted at the moment. Don't run
Yeah,
it.
they broke it.
That it is.
They
Yeah,
broke it.
one of my offlines, I was like aiming at Scav Island. I couldn't see it. I took
Yeah.
2 steps closer to it, and it's just like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It is impossible right now. Unless you're running a red dot and going straight into resort, don't bother.
So I had
Yeah.
standing on the rocks on top of tunnel last night with the thermal. I looked at Scab Island. I could see the scabs moving, but the houses were not there.
Right.
Yeah, so they got to fix that part. Once that's fixed, Shoreline's going to look even prettier than it does because it's not going to look broken.
Right. And it's weird that only Shoreline got broken, it seems.
Yeah, but Shoreline is a really big map, so I'm sure they'd messed with one little setting and they went,
I'm
"Oh,
sure
no
they
one
did.
plays Shoreline," or they're testing Scav Boss stuff,
It
and
could
that's
be.
what broke it.
Or there's just some one file somewhere that just doesn't agree with the new patch. They gotta find it.
That is possible.
And,
But
Country, I believe you're muted.
I'm not muted. You just can't hear me. Wasn't last time they did an update? There was a problem with Shoreline as well, like the rocks. If you tried to walk on them, you'd stutter real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, you couldn't
glitchy
get
rocks.
through them.
I think they
So it
use
seems like
Shoreline
Shoreline's
as
just
the
the
test,
problem.
Could
as
be.
their main test one, because it is the biggest. So it gives them a lot of area to test different things because you do have
Biggest
close range.
Currently.
You've got really, really long range areas to test things, so it'd be easy to break that map. So moving on from the game is really pretty now. Everyone likes how pretty it is. How do you guys feel about therapists having healing at end of raid if you die? Because I don't know how to feel about it right now.
I like it. I like
don't
having that option to not have to burn up my supplies and heal up and be able to get right back out into another raid.
I think I'll like it after wipe when I don't have a billion meds just sitting around to heal after raid.
That
Like
too.
right now I have 8 grizzlies just sitting there.
What are we gonna do with all the
Yo,
Grizzlies,
are we
guys?
talking about-
They're just sitting there because like I planned on using them to heal after raids, and then I kept getting miscellaneous cars, IFAKs, cheese, like half used Salewas that I still haven't used. Like I have 8 grizzlies that I'm never gonna use. So I think
It's just
I will have a better opinion of it after wipe, because right now I don't care about the healing after raid. What I
yeah.
like seeing is where I got hurt and untreated during a raid. That I think is cool. And seeing like the bleed over damage, because there was one raid where I got hit in the arm a couple times and it said like it was
Pass
like
through?
extra damage from left arm, right? Which I thought was pretty cool, that it explained, okay, you got hit in the arm a couple times, it got blacked, but the damage went elsewhere, and it actually explains where it went, which I think is cool.
That does give a really good help. I'm
'Cause
just
I
sad.
agree with.
Go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead.
Uh,
I agree with most of
Jinx.
that. Therapist, to me, her healing after the raid is really inconsequential. It's a quality of life upgrade. It lets you just go ahead and burn, get back into the next raid. You don't have to sit there and mess with things. But it
Mhm.
doesn't affect anyone else in game. It's strictly you. So to me, it's kind of inconsequential. And the like Bio was saying, where it shows where you got hit and everything. I think that was one of the cooler things they added. The post effects was amazing, and I think the showing where how you died and everything like that, the aftermath effects. I think that was a really cool addition to it.
So I
Was
think
this the
right now Grizzlies, like, okay, they're useless right now at end of wipe, but as soon as wipe comes around, Grizzlies are going to be the most valuable thing you can find in a raid, because it does cost
That-
like 9,000 rubles, and when the 9,000 rubles is like 10% of what you got level 1, kind of a huge deal, because then you can get out
I
and have what one of those usually heals you 9 times, 10 times. That's
Yeah,
100k rubles right there.
true.
I I
And I
at level 1, I was getting out with 100k rules all day. So
Yeah. But that
I think it'll
we
be
were
fine.
rats at the time of Chad's.
But here's the other thing, like, they're gonna
Still
change
bad.
the found in raid status of things. So, if you killed a player at level 2 or level, say you just got flea market level 10 and you kill a player, well, his stuff doesn't count as found in raid, and his really valuable like rig or something you have to sell to traders or use it till you lose it.
It's gonna be a lot of using it till you
Right.
lose it.
I think there's
Yep.
gonna be a lot of that, and I actually enjoy that because I'd like to run with random shit. I have a bunch of rigs that I stole from people that I burning through, like, or from scavs or whatever, that I never bothered selling.
I
I
haven't
just
had to buy armor or rigs or helmets, contacts, anything for well over 2 months now.
Full Chad mode engaged. Okay, you're still being a
Oh,
little ratty,
that's
I think. I
rat.
think we're still ratty.
That's
a
full
little
blown
bit.
rat.
All right. Me something real quick. How did you guys feel about the challenge AK that I posted week 1? I'm gonna get that pulled up here in just a second.
the site sucked?
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
See, the hollow sight on that is actually one that I'm used to using. It's one of my favorite ones. So be able to swap over, having the distance on it, it was a little blurry, but I feel like it could be
Actually,
used.
yeah, with that, putting a little bit better more thought into it, I would agree. The option to go from close range to a little deeper and all of that with that, you know, rockable variable zoom on there was kind of cool. If they could take away that heavy halo away around the reticle, I could get behind it.
I
I
wonder
don't
if
know,
part
but
of
then
that
as soon as you
fades.
rocked that variable out of the way, it got really small and hard to see. So
hmm
there might be something. Other than that, I liked it. It was loud. Holy
Very
hell, was it
loud.
loud!
Oh, it was beautifully loud.
But
It's
that's
so
also a
much louder
platform
if you're
that
not shooting it.
I did. I
that
should have
too.
like explained it and pulled it up on stream because everyone's kind of a little lost. I think.
Yeah, if you could do
I
that,
kind of
that'd be
forgot that.
hot.
Let me pop this up. So
Um,
we were running AK 105, and we were trying to run a budget with kind of a varied amount of ability because everyone here runs a completely different style. Like me and Bio really like shooting people from a very long way away. If you can't hear
That's
us,
my
it's good.
favorite. I'm not very good at it, but I do like doing it.
So we
Um,
built this as a mix for everyone.
hmm
And it seemed that it worked decent in like the mid range. There was no long range to be had with it because that zoom was not far enough. In the glow, as soon as you got out past about, I'd say 150 meters was impossible.
Yep.
But
uh,
there was a lot of potential in that gun because it had decent-ish recoil for full auto. Was it
so
71?
mm,
I'm not a full auto type,
sure.
but that was also very much a platform that I've been running and comfortable with. So there's a few little tweaks that I would make to it just to kind of make it my own taste. But other than that, I think it was all right. But I'm also very
Yeah,
comfortable with the Baby AK platform. So
I did like.
See,
Yeah, I agree. Mostly my issues with it were the site, like was said before, because I ran a couple raids on Shoreline with it because I was doing a use it till you lose it kind of thing for myself. And really the biggest issue I had was when moving and ADSing, it swayed just so much, and I would have had to like stop and find just a really good resting spot for way too long in order to actually aim. And then when I did, um, just I don't know, it just didn't seem like it was hitting people. Like in woods, it was hitting where I was going, but on shoreline, it wasn't. And I'm wondering if that was like I don't know what that was about. Really, like it could have been desync, it could have been I'm just bad, which is possible. I mean, but it just seemed like the site wasn't doing us any favors with that.
running some offline just to kind of test some post effects this afternoon. I wonder if that's because of the build that it is with the stats that it's got, with a little bit of stam drain and all that. Like have you noticed that if you have a better erg, you're gonna ADS, like you're just gonna snap into it.
Yeah.
Right? So things like that, I wonder if have a little bit of effect. But I mean, not to take away from what you're saying at all, a little desync or a little, whatever like that. But I know I waffled a few offline shots today. I was just like, what is going on here? But it's
Yeah,
because it was
yeah.
swaying all over the place, and I just came out of a sprint, right? So
Yeah. It was just like the way the site moved while ADSing was disorienting for me.
right,
Um,
okay, yeah, I
and
see
it
what you mean.
it just kind of I just wasn't used to it. I'm used to running like thermals. I think that's my thing right now. Although I'm probably gonna start running that voodoo scope because that's clean. But I don't know. It was like said before, it's not a very good long range because I was trying to hit a whole bunch of different long range things and it wasn't working.
Yeah, I couldn't get it. I couldn't land a single shot long range with that gun. Close range, it's another AK at close range to me.
It puts
But long
bullets, it
range,
goes
just
pew.
no. Exactly. I mean, for me, full auto is not my thing. To me, full auto is however fast I can click this finger.
Right.
So
I mean, I loved it up close. Like chasing down scabs was fun with it. It's just the long range shots were killing me.
So
Right.
if you guys are watching, you guys can submit challenge gun builds to us. I will put the link in, and you can challenge us to run some funky stuff. Troll us if you want.
I was
Please
gonna
don't
say, do
Taz
we want
us.
to maybe categorize it a little bit, as in like meme
Yeah,
builds
if
and
you're
like
gonna build a
something that's
meme,
actually workable?
please classify it. If you're trying to build like, oh, this might be a good budget or full Chad mode, kind of stagger it between those. You guys can build one of each, whatever. We'll pick one for the week and we'll try and run that in a few raids and see how we like it. We'll talk about it on the podcast.
I've also got a few options for weapons as well that I know you guys will enjoy.
I like the sound of that. So how do we feel with the wipe being now possibly like 2 to 3 weeks away instead
Bring
of
it.
our possible month and a half? They went, oh yeah, Pestely's like, yeah, it's coming sooner. Do you think that was BS and everybody's gonna run through all their stuff and there's gonna be another like 2 weeks of people just having to rat their way through this game?
No, I think I don't know. I hear Gino, who's been playing it for 3 and 4 years now, back there, and he's like, I don't know, man. I've been playing it, and battle state is battle state. They say soon, but that really means 6 weeks. You know, um, for me, I can't really wait for it. I would like a real date so that I know when I can start using some of this gear I've been stashing just for wipe. Because I know it's going to take it away all anyway. Um, without a real date on it, I think people will probably just continue doing as they're doing. At least I will. Maybe I shouldn't speak for everybody, but I'm just going to continue doing as I'm doing until I have a confirmed date on it. And then it's okay. Let's build some wet dream rifles. Let's go out with AVSs. Let's Atlans and face shields and all that. But up until then, I'm just gonna kind of slowly, progressively overload my wallet and my builds and get better survivability until next wipe, and then it's gonna be balls to the wall come 12.6 or whatever it is.
SKS is everywhere. I can hear them now ringing in my ears.
That'd be nice.
I think I'm gonna go back to full AKs.
Full size
Maybe
AK 7.62s.
7.62 AKs is gonna be my gun of choice for a while, at least until I get access to my hunter.
Probably going back to the old Pudge-Dar and Mosins.
The old Pudge Dar.
Yeah, I see Mosenlings being the new Hatcher post wipe.
I see part of that. I also found the
be changing.
Also found the exploit for that, and that is a Taz that you can buy for what, 6,800. That keeps you from being marked and cursed. You can fight off a scav if you have to, and you're not out anything because nobody's gonna walk out with that gun, ever.
Wrong. I will take them and sell them.
I was gonna say I'll snag the crap out of that gun.
If I got the space for it, it's coming with me.
Yep.
But only if.
Alright,
I'm not gonna drop stuff for it, for sure. Which I think is part of Pudge's point. Like nobody's gonna empty space to make room for a Taz, right?
Right.
But I'm excited. I kind of want to see what early wipe looks like. I want to rush to level 10 and just watch the flea market
Go absolutely just insane.
go absolutely insane. And did you guys read the Reddit thread that I posted in the group chat?
I did not get to read part 2 of it, unfortunately.
Okay. So part 2 basically says like either right before or right after wipe, uninstall and reinstall. Like uninstall the game, uninstall the launcher, reinstall everything, because that'll clear out some of the cache stuff that you couldn't clear before. And it should make the patch load a little better. Like it should be a little less bumpy of a transition.
That is very good news. Like that's a great idea.
So just be prepared, because he also said don't play day one of the wipe, because apparently there's a lot of server issues. So maybe make that your uninstall reinstall day is day one.
I can't bring myself not to. I'm going to have to do it.
You're right. I'm gonna have to, but
yeah.
I'm trying to think of like another big topic. I mean, the customs rework is huge, but I kind of wanted to like cover that on its own, like custom reworks, all that.
I'm glad to play it before we can speak to that. It's a cool
yeah.
idea, but all we're getting is screenshots right now.
Yeah, but I do believe
the
that
potential is there.
customs,
open up some lanes.
I believe opening that up will give it the true 3-lane fashion. You've got dorms lane, construction lane, and now this new lane.
Yep.
Which
it really needs.
In any fashion of any game, the 3-lane makes the best map. If you look at every Call of Duty map, every map ever that is a good map, it's always 3 maps or 3 lanes. So giving customs the ability that you can, I can take the non-dorms route and feel okay, is probably a huge help.
You brought Call of Duty into this. I'm already not wanting to respond.
I'm just going off of good map design.
I mean, he's not wrong.
COD,
good map
good
design.
Map design.
Not recent, God.
It used to, I'm sure, somewhere.
Keep on going back there, Crunch. Keep on going back. Thinking like original Modern Warfare.
If I go back that far, I wasn't paying attention to map design. I'll tell you what.
It's all a haze. It's all a haze.
Compare it to, like maybe your favorite Counter-Strike map or Battlefield map or something. Yeah.
Right. It's tough because like I say, I never really looked at it for map design that way, and I didn't really break it down into things like that. I don't know. I've grown to really, 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 really dislike the players of customs. So with wipe coming up, I just want to just like bang that out, just like cruise it out, get to my 15, get through it all. I'm so tired of the ABS, whatever the hell the big blackjack body bag thing is with your Atlans and your 60 round, like kitted M4s with your ergos like through the roof. I'm tired of that.
Try to figure out why
Incredibly
you're
tired of
pointing
it.
at him, Pudge.
This man speaks the truth.
He's
Like,
right.
That's all I wanted to say. Like,
No,
it's Chad's farming Bambis,
and
and
it
I don't want to
hurts.
farm Bambis. I just want to go in there for maybe my Rashala, hit my tasks, get me the hell out.
yeah.
Like
Right.
it's I don't know these, and I think that's what has brought us together here is we're not dorms haunters. We don't care for that. It's not my style, anyways. I don't care to go and just
definitely not.
shit on people's days when they're trying to task.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean,
intentionally. Until I
I'll
find out
unintentionally do
afterwards,
it.
it's like, yeah, exactly. Afterwards, it's like, oh, you're trying to task.
All
I
right,
know what
buddy.
those feels like.
Here,
Oh,
let me
Better
take
luck
your.
next time. Hope you had it in your pouch.
Yeah.
Like,
Next time, play better, I guess. I don't know. But
There has not been one time that I have walked in the dorms and walked out. I can get the best armor, best helmet, best everything in the game, and I will get dropped as I walk in that door.
I've got out
don't
one
be
time.
forced.
The one time I've got out of dorms, I shot Bio in the face and then walked out scared.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My very
As
first not
many
solo
times as you
raid,
can.
I'm team killing.
Yeah, who was that with? That was you, me, and somebody else.
The Crunchman himself.
Was it?
It was.
Damn, it was
dorms
so long
can
ago.
be fun. It's just not my play style for Tarkov.
Right.
Like a factory
Right.
run. It's a good sprinkling, but not.
Yeah, like a little cilantro in your burrito. Like you don't want like too much of it, kind of thing.
Well, speak for yourself, but I
How
get
much
what you mean.
cilantro do you put in your burrito?
I mean,
Yes.
not like a ton, but I do
Yeah.
like more than a sprinkle.
Wait, you put anything other than meat and cheese in a burrito?
Yeah, there is options, Metal. There is options.
There are options. Otherwise, it's
I
not
mean,
really
there's
a
some
burrito.
weirdos
I
out
hate
there
to
that
tell you.
like beans in their burritos.
Oh
Like
no,
I'm not one
that's
of them.
disgusting.
Don't hate on that.
I've
Meat,
started to like
cheese,
it.
sour cream, rice. That's a burrito.
Beans over rice
That's a
any day.
taco.
All right, this is now the Twistercast, the burrito podcast.
I was gonna say we
Hey, we
gone
argue.
full blown food.
You brought in metal. Did you not expect food?
You are right.
And I mean, a man that used to be, that was once my size. And I mean, I'm not no GQ magazine yet, but I used to be a bigger man. Okay, so
We all
I
have the
know a
love.
little something about food. I
Hey,
feel
I'm a
like.
growing boy. I'm just not growing taller.
I stopped growing up in 9th grade.
Yeah. Growing out is a continuing process.
Yeah, that just keeps
Oh, yeah.
going. The dad bod is rocking right now.
Rocking for who? COVID.
Yeah, pretty much. What I'm doing.
Hey, I actually have a true dad bod.
What were your guys' first thought when they said Shoreline Boss?
Hell
About
yeah.
time.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, knowing it's going to be at resort probably doesn't affect me, but I like the idea behind it, where he's like a meds carrying kind of guy who will probably run away from you instead of stay and fight like all the others.
But what if he's at like gas station? He just screws your day
shoot 'em.
up.
if he floats down there, I'm cool with it.
Oh,
But-
yeah, for
but-
sure.
But like right away when I hear
But he's-
Shoreline Boss and they said like he's medicals and kind of resort based, I'm like, all right,
But they're
cool.
literally calling him Sanitar, which makes me think he stayed behind to like clean up resort of all the stuff. Like a Hatchie
Well-
would run in, right?
Didn't what's his hand Nikita himself say something like Sanitar from.
Yeah.
It was like right in the patch notes for whenever it's coming
I just
that it's
feel
being done.
I feel like it might bring the wrong crowd to Shoreline. The not let's go get loot, let's get out peacefully kind of folk
Just a
like
quick-
me.
Well,
Quick Google.
I
It
mean,
says
it hasn't
attendant.
been
hasn't
like
already
that in a
brought that?
while.
So you might be on the right track with that bio because I just Googled it and it says attendant.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
So
I think it's somebody who stayed behind. He's like
kind
cleaning
of
up.
a custodian janitor type, you know.
Yeah. He wasn't allowed to go with Terra Group and its people, but
Bringing
didn't
in
have
some of the lore to it now. Yeah.
right.
That would be
Well, I think
that's
they
a good
kinda
one
like
then. And then
I'm
long
still
time
waiting
off.
for those mythical interchange raiders.
One day.
Look, one day, maybe on full release,
I say Streets of Tarkov comes out
Yeah.
before Interchange Raiders.
probably.
Yeah, it will.
Although
Probably.
Interchange Raiders would be the scariest of all the raiders because of all of those dark corners they could hide in. I don't even want to
Oh,
think of what an
so
Interchange
much
Raider
fun.
could do to you.
Oh, nothing worse than the Terminator scavs, I'm sure.
Them motherfuckers.
I feel like there's more in Interchange than there are on anywhere else.
I think they cycle like the
it
AI
does
through the
seem like
maps
it.
certain days.
Yeah.
Because like 2 weeks ago, every Terminator scav was on Shoreline, and everywhere else the scavs were a little bit dumb. And then the past couple weeks it's moved to Interchange.
Dumb for months.
It depends on where you meet them. Like the under garage ones will fuck your day up, but on a highway, it's like a shooting gallery. It's weird.
Yeah.
Power Station's always been Power Station. Oh yeah, and the Emercom ramp guys are pretty dumb.
Yeah, they're pretty dumb.
About
Except for
that.
the one that goes below and sneaks into the bushes. That guy is smart.
Yeah, he is.
I saw one of those guys in a place I never saw a fucking Emercom ramp scab before.
Where at?
Where?
I was out by the campsite stashes, and he was fucking a bush and a half down from me.
Oh, he was wandering over there.
Ooh, he might have got aggroed by a hatchie.
Didn't even think about
Yeah.
it, and I fucking look over, and he's standing right there, looking towards the Emercom. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, he was probably
Dang.
lured out there. Yeah.
Yep,
He's
hatchie
probably
aggroed.
tracking somebody and
I
got
wasn't being quiet. I was full sprinting through there, and then I just look over, he's standing right there, not even looking at me.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he was probably aggroed on somebody else.
Well, do we have any viewer questions or anything? Crunch, does your crew have any questions or anything?
It is quiet as church mice over here.
Fatty has a good point. The AI focusing high tier loot areas. I think that's a good addition that they're bringing in.
I think
Yes,
that's going
I
to
am
give a good demeanor.
Very excited about that.
Yep. And having dynamic loot. So maybe that'll be an indication like more scavs is a better loot area. And that will move around the map as you go into raids, right?
Yeah, that'll give really good options too. Like, because you can go, oh, I'm trying to do a real light rat run. Let's kind of dodge this area real quick. I just want to make sure I get out. I don't want to engage anybody because I brought a 366 Vepr.
Yeah.
Let's not fight. Or when you're feeling a little chadly, you can go mow down like 9 or 10 scavs and then go pick up everything.
Right. But I just like that the high loot areas are not going to be unprotected, like ultra medical and such like that, where you have to trust PMCs to protect it and not AI.
What's your views on it, Country?
On them focusing higher tier loot areas, I'm all for it. To me, it adds more realism to the game, which is one thing I like about Tarkov. Right, is the realism they bring, the arm stam, just so many aspects to the game they bring that most shooters don't have. Because I'm not really a shooter guy, but Tarkov, that part really grabs me. So to me, it just adds more realism. Because if Resort, where all the good loot is, of course there's going to be more people up there, more scavs up there, more the boss and his guys up there, so on and so forth. So it's just another aspect of realism, and it just adds to the enjoyment to me on that end.
Ruli has a question for all of us.
Yes.
What's more plans for your guys' Tarkov content creation life?
Poof.
I'll get back to you on that once life isn't making me work 60 hours.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can actually sleep.
Hashtag free bio.
I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a light at the end of
Yeah.
the tunnel. Like our orders are slowing down, but it's still gonna be rough for a bit, I think.
Yeah, one more time. Hashtag free bio from his horrible work schedule. Let him sleep.
Like, don't
Agreed.
stop sending me in at 5 a.m. Damn it.
future
that's what
Tarkov
nuts if you wanna
content
get
would
up.
have to mean that there was current Tarkov content coming from me, I would say.
Well, maybe your future is starting. You know.
I would like to think so. I don't know. I don't really want to speak over anybody else, but I know that Pudge is one of them as well. Has kind of made himself a bit of a name in the Tarkov world. Like I don't know about you guys, but like if I play anything else, it's just kind of like my OGs show up, but then there's like a second tier of OGs that are there for hours if I'm playing Tarkov. That second tier of OGs will show up and be like, "Oh yeah, hey man, what's going on? All right, I got to take the dog for a shit and wash the car and like." But if I'm playing Tarkov, they'll leave me up and be there for a while. So, like you say, the future might just be starting. As much as I don't really want to put myself into one game, I still don't have a video editor or any kind of go about it that way, right? So, as much as I would like and I have ideas for content, the game content has got to be there. If I'm getting dumpstered left, right, and center, then there's nothing to record and edit and put together anyway. Right.
Well,
Right.
there was one guy. He was making. I forget who it was. I think it was Tweak.
Yeah,
was
Tweak said
saying
that.
that like all those highlights and stuff are raids compiled over days. Like they are definitely over multiple days. Like you're not like he's not pulling everything from one stream, which is kind of like
Oh,
probably what
definitely.
we're gonna have to
Yeah.
do. Like if we're making content, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. It's just a matter
Right.
of taking some time with some software and all that. And I guess that would be where a schedule starts to get played in and all that, right? And
Yeah.
content creation is a lot more than just hitting go live for 6 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's for damn sure.
Shh, that's my secret, though. That's what I
Yeah,
do.
it is.
It's
I
what about you?
know
Go ahead, Metal.
I know for me, and this is completely going off of what Crunch said as well. I've noticed that I get a different crowd of people when I'm playing Tarkov on stream, but I don't want to focus on Tarkov. I love Tarkov. It's a fucking fun ass game. I love hanging out with my friends. I love playing it with you guys. But at the end of the day, I'm starting the Discord Minecraft server. I'm playing Call of Duty. I'm hanging out doing other things with many other people in other Discords. I can't focus. I'm not going to focus my content creation on Tarkov. Tarkov to me is a way to hang out with my friends and have fun. My
That's
content
actually,
creation is going to come from other things.
That's actually kind of why I've stopped streaming Tarkov. It was a little bit of that and a little bit of I play worse on stream with Tarkov. And I don't necessarily want to show that. Plus, there's just like a whole wealth of things to, show off. Like a whole lot of people get excited when I play Command and Conquer. At least the first couple times I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And
definitely.
What
something
about
I actually was thinking of doing was like doing an intro video, trying to find a whole bunch, show that I'm a variety streamer. Well, I have to have a whole variety of games if I do that, right?
what I don't have at all?
Yeah. Which I want to do, but
What about you,
that's-
Country?
I've thought about adding Tarkov like 1 day a week on the weekends, maybe, as a stream. I haven't fully decided on that. My big hang up on it is if I'm playing Tarkov, like I'm not good at the game in general. So I have to focus, and I feel like I ignore the second half of the streaming, which is the chat at that point. Or I focus
Yeah.
chat and I die and I don't have good
Entirely.
loot to be losing. So that's my big hang up on it. But I thought about, adding some in on the weekends. Just because I do enjoy the game, and we play it nonstop anyways, right? Like me and Bud will link up as soon as we're both up on Saturday and play until it's time to go to bed.
Never
Oh,
happened
man,
before.
I wish I could.
Never happened.
I'm
We've never
jealous.
stayed up until like
God,
2
I
in the
miss
morning
I
that.
hate
after waking
working
up at 10.
weekends.
See, and I think I'm too free souled to be like, okay, Thursday's my or Tuesday's my Tarkov day. Wednesday I'm gonna be Subnautica. This on this day, and then hammer me into a schedule. Like, what happens if I wake up and I just want to like rub one out for an hour, and maybe go make some brunch. Go wash the car, like I said a little earlier. Hit the back workout, maybe get some pump in on the biceps. Like, what happens if I wanted to stay up until 4 a.m. the night before? Like, I hate to schedule myself like
Oh,
that, right? So, I think it would be too difficult for me to schedule that way. And as far as variety goes, I can't schedule variety. It's just kind of like I want to play something today, and it could be something completely different tomorrow,
It's,
right? And
yeah,
I'm just too mood swingy, I think, that way to pin myself into one game in particular. Because I mean, as much as I've been playing this for the last 6 or 8 months, it's been now I'm starting to go, okay, we're close to the end of this wipe. Either refresh me or give me something new, right? So. And the weather
right.
turning around, it's getting tough, right? Like all I want to do is go out and hang out with like the girlfriend per se, or I'm going outside and working outside now, like
I
working
don't
out
think that's
outside. So,
necessarily the weather changing that's making you want to hang out with the girlfriend, but it probably helps.
I
I
mean,
would say it's that
you're not wrong.
hour of doing things on his own that's probably causing that. Cause damn, an hour?
Hey, you got to start
You don't have to
somewhere.
work biceps after that, man. You got your arm workout for the day.
That's all forearm, my guy. That's all up into you,
It still counts.
right? And I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not that well endowed to be working biceps while I'm doing a little of this. So, just saying.
Dorf does bring up some good points. Schedule for time, not games, and then just
See,
play something you want to play.
that's pretty much what I've been doing lately. Just because if I don't run a physical schedule for me with the kid and work, house, being an
Life.
adult, I don't schedule time. I don't get to play. So
Yeah.
Right, and I think that's definitely the difference. I'm out here living off of my wage slave savings from the last 10 to 12 years, and I have no schedule. What am I working for? And I think that's what kind of put an end to everything. So I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and if I schedule it, then it's going to feel like work, and I'm going to hate doing what I'm doing. So, but I totally understand it on your side of things, like you say, as an adult with the kid and the job and everything. Like, if you want your time, you got to put it in there so that people don't get in your way, or you're going to have to start throwing apples at them with accuracy.
And we all know I ain't got no accuracy, so
I
Nope.
beg to differ.
I only have
My-
accuracy on teammates.
Yeah.
So I guess
my
my
accuracy
future
goes
of
up the more I drink.
my future
Oh,
of
that's what I
content.
forgot to do tonight.
My future of content here.
Beer.
There's going to be YouTube videos coming like once a week. It's really hard when you stream 4 nights a week for 7 hours, 6 hours. Go to work like in 6 hours after that, work for the 10-hour day, and then come back to it. Yeah, I got one
This
day a
guy-
week I can squeeze in and edit.
That's why I don't stream as much, is because when I get out of work, I just want to play a game. I don't necessarily want to have show that I may or may not have energy while playing.
If you
Right, yeah.
go to no energy all the time, you don't have to show energy. You just get to be tired and play games, and then
But I
you're
can't
there.
do that because I will fall asleep on stream at one point doing that, and I'm not doing that. I'll leave that to a certain somebody, not part of this group, but that I've been following for a while. She can fall asleep on stream. That's fine.
Well,
yeah.
all right. So I think we wrap this up because we did kind of ramble on there for a little bit about
Yeah,
but content
we can
creation.
edit
But
that
we all content create. I'm not editing. That's this one's going to be voted quickly. This is my easy edit for the week.
There you go. This is your one YouTube video. Come on.
Where can everyone find you guys? This is time for your shameless plugs. Start with you, Bio.
So
I mean, twitch.tv/NPOBiowulf. Do I put it in chat or do I just
Just say it, and then what about your Twitter handle?
Twitter? Fuck if I know. I
Oh
think it's my
yeah,
actual name.
yeah.
Twitter, I
It's
think,
your
is
it's
my
your long
actual
one
name.
there.
It is, but if you type in NPO Biowulf, BIOWLWULLF, Jesus.
Wow. Should I spell it for you?
I was gonna say I was trying to make things
Wolf with a
easier, and I'm
U.
just stumbling harder
Yeah.
here.
NPOBIOWULF. That is.
We'll let the man speak for himself.
What about you, Country?
It's BG Country 91 on Twitter, Twitch, and Insta. I do have the TikTok. Don't ever post nothing. There's like one video of my dog bolting across the house because he was cracking me up, but that's about it on TikTok. But I'm on most socials, same name, BG Country 91.
Metal.
You can find me everywhere under Sir Metal 666, Twitch, Mixer, Instagram, Twitter. Those are the 4 that I use right now.
And you, Crunch.
So I am on Twitch under the Crunch 18. I will be on Twitter as far as my streaming life and all that goes under I am the Crunch, for I am the one and only. If you see any other, they are fake, an imposter, and bring them to my attention so that I can tap dance on their teeth. Other
Do
than
you really
that,
know how to tap dance?
I'll get it
You
figured
bet he
out by the
does.
time they get here. Other than that, like I say, Twitch and Twitter, as far as my streaming and content goes, I am actually sorry, I'm over on YouTube. I do have a few things up there. CRUNCHIEDAN, Crunchy Dan, where everything started. But I'm so happy to be over here on Twitch, and it's the place to be. I'll see you guys there.
I always forget about YouTube. I am over there as well under the same name.
Yeah, same.
And you can catch
I'm
me.
under Sir Metal 666 as well.
Shameless plug on my own podcast. You can find me
Really?
at Sagentpudge on all socials and YouTube. Sagentpudge. Click it, like it, love it.
Subscribe. Smash that like
Like
button. Make sure you turn on notifications.
All right. Thank y'all for hanging out. We will be back next week with more topics, more shenanigans, a little more beer, and more beards. Shit. Okay, not more beards. I don't think we have more beards. I think
Well, as
we're
long as no
max.
one shaves their beards, it will grow and there will be more beards.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
There
we're good.
will.
We got more
Oh,
beards.
yeah.
I'm making a thing where I'm gonna try not to shave it as much as I can. See how it turns out. We'll see how it goes. I don't think it's gonna look like yours, Metal. I don't think I'm